Hello, welcome to the Ball Street Social Club. If you've seen the show before, you'll know what it's about. If you haven't, it's basically us talking about football. What could go wrong? We've got Irah from United People's TV, Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, and Baz from Toffee TV, and myself, Paul, from the Redmen TV as well. First and foremost, obviously, we've come into the weekend off the back of an international break. I want to gauge people's opinions because Liverpool in particular, and this is how we always feel, is that international breaks during the season do us no favours. And they never have. There's a long laundry list of players who've basically had their careers ruined by disappearing after international duty. And I want to see if this is just limited to Liverpool fans or anyone's got a point similar to that. Baz, what do you feel?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Hate it. Hate it. At the end of the season, yeah, great. I'm a believer in. I think there should be 2 periods in the season where it stops for a couple of weeks and we play 3 or 4 games, so you get a squad together for that fortnight and they play maybe 3 games or something and then do the same. I think it helped the managers and the players to spend that much time together, get them ready for spending time at tournaments, although 2 weeks is probably a bit too long for England, but you know, in general, and then do it again kind of at the end of the season and then play 3 or 4 games within that period of time. I hate it. You start September, October, November, it's stopping every 3 weeks. You don't feel as though you can get any momentum. And as for injuries, yeah, we've had more than our fair share of players not coming back.
It's just, I just feel like every time there's an international break, Liverpool come back with someone important injured. I mean, obviously it's actually not been the main squad that's done it this time round for England, but obviously Joe Gomez has picked up an injury, playing for the under-21s or the under-19s. Jordan Rossiter similarly playing for the under-19s. He's hurt himself. Now England's just come back and done it off his own accord. So that's Liverpool's fault.
Not his own. I don't think his own.
He's not done it on purpose.
He's not just gone for a run round the streets.
Just gone. There you go. I'll do the ACL done. What do you think, Robbie? Because I love major tournaments. I still love. Well, I don't love England particularly, but I love seeing international football in the summer. It makes summers bearable, but during the season, I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'm just, I love watching England in the international tournaments. I really, when the Euros come around, we're all going to be buzzing for it.
Yeah.
But like you said, during the season, it does ruin your momentum. I mean, we just come off of that victory against Man United, and to be honest, we'd be like, all Arsenal fans would be like, yeah, just next week, we just want to play. I mean, I suppose
we were the opposite. No, 2 weeks of misery.
International break.
Yeah, and that's the flip side, isn't it? The flip side is if you lose before that international break, you've got 2 weeks where you've got to just, so I don't know, and it just messes with the momentum.
Yeah.
And there's another one to come, isn't there? Because of the playoffs and stuff like that. So there's another one to come, and I don't know, I hate them, I'll be honest with you. I hate the international breaks, especially this time round, because with England there's been so many meaningless games because we qualified quite easily.
Yeah. You must be looking at Theo Walcott going off to England duty and just like crossing fingers and toes.
Yeah.
And
we've got
Lord, please deliver us, Theo Walcott back.
We've just got such a terrible. I mean, this actual international break was pretty good for us because all the players came back injury-free. Nearly all of them. Ramsey scored, Alexis scored for his country, Theo scored, Oxlade-Chamberlain scored. So it was actually good in that way that they all went away and they all still continued on the form. But I could see with the team against Watford in the first half, they looked tired. They looked, something was a bit missing, and I suppose it's the same for nearly all the teams because nearly all the teams have got lots of internationals.
You send your players off to a football dinosaur in Roy Hodgson to look after them. Like you've probably got them eating like steak and chips before they running up and down mountains.
And then the other thing you've got to remember, like somebody like with us now, with Alexis Sanchez. I mean, he's gone away and he's played 2 games, one against Brazil and one against Peru, which is like a local derby against Chile. And 2 really tough games. He's played the full 90 minutes, and before he left, he had a little groin injury. So I'm always very worried when Arsenal players.
I mean, it did affect them at the weekend, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So that we'll actually
for an international break after this weekend. I wish we were off for 2 weeks after Saturday.
We'll be talking about Alexis Sanchez a little bit later in the show, so do tune in for that. But Adam, what about you? There must be a list of players that stick in here. Like for us, it was always like Jamie Redknapp's career was ruined by England. He could have been. He was a prettier David Beckham.
Ross Barkley got a double leg break at 16 playing for the under-18 when he was just started getting into the Everton squad.
Yeah.
Broke his leg and was out for
Exactly.
you know,
I think
for
with
18 months.
a lot of United that don't like England, and so wherever England are playing, it's like United, England sort of thing. But me personally, I don't mind the actual the England team. I think a lot of the qualifiers are a bit pointless.
Yeah.
Like especially like once we've qualified, what just put like reserves in and stuff. And the one thing I've noticed as well is that ever since like Sir Alex Ferguson has left United as a manager, there's a lot of the players that are playing a bit more for England.
Shucks.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, it's like 70 minutes in, and like Rooney's still playing, and like
Whoa, what's going on?
I'm thinking, hang on, if Fergie was in charge, this just wouldn't be happening.
As an Everton fan, I was playing 90 minutes when he played. Yeah, just leave them.
No one gives
But
a shit.
like last week, Smalling.
Fergie laid the smack down on Hodgson.
Smalling and Cahill got sent back on the after the Friday game. Yeah, you go back to your clubs now. Jagielka was captain for the full 90, just coming into that game. You need the rest.
Just do a few laps of the pitch at the end.
I think Jagielka was still with England when he on Saturday. Certainly wasn't a Goodison.
Yeah, definitely. And there's another point we'll definitely come on to talk a little bit about Everton versus Man United and the fallout from that later on in the show. But do let us know if you're watching. What's your take on international football? Because I often get criticised for being too club focused, and then went on to create a club focused YouTube channel many years later. So they were right. But ultimately, I enjoy international football, for what it is. But too many times I've seen injuries. So do let us know what your thoughts are on that. And are there any players you think that you remember being crocked on international duty that stand out? Jamie Redknapp being a great example for us. You've seen
Dean Ashton.
Dean
the
Ashton.
Biggest one. Dean Ashton
Ended his career.
Absolutely fantastic, wasn't he, for Norwich, and then brilliant for looked really good for West Ham, went away with England and never
Exactly.
ever came
So,
back career for him.
name some random players from football's past that have had their careers blighted by international injuries in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the Vauxhall YouTube channel as well, and check back here for more of this fantastic show.